y'all this. Let me ask y'all this. Let's take a step outside of the personal relationship aspect of it, right? Let's step back from friendship and family expectations. Let's broaden it out to community expectations. Because first of all, I would argue that you have to have certain things in place for there to be a community established. And within that community, you're going to need resources. You're going to need, these different things in order for your community to be strong. I would argue that the Black community in America has been lacking the things as a whole that we would need to be a strong community. What should be the expectation, or should there be an expectation of the wealthier members of that community towards the community?
I mean, you can put your own expectations.
Because the only reason I ask that is because I think because we sort of we've touched on this in previous episodes, how, you need a strong community is only as strong as its weakest link. So if that's the case, but people still have that same approach of, hey, I did XYZ to get where I'm at. You didn't do XYZ to get where I'm at. So therefore, you can't have none of what I got. Do we take that same approach with the community as well? And if so, how do we? You see what I'm saying? Like that's where I get confused, I guess.
It's a double-edged sword, Shane, and that's just keeping the shit 100. Because one, I don't know what the community put into this particular person to where he might feel like he owes the community, right? And then let's keep it real. Where do most celebrities and rappers end up getting killed and robbed at? In their community. So why the fuck am I coming back here and y'all niggas ain't looking out for me? Y'all ain't making sure I ain't getting touched. I'm getting robbed, killed, shot. What do you mean? People can't expect shit and you ain't treating people accordingly. Like,
but do you have to physically be there in order to contribute to your community?
Man, flat out, yes, bro. Come on, we talking about people that are. I done seen it happen. Oh, he's sending money, but he don't never come through. The people don't never lay eyes on him. The people don't da. Like, all I'm saying is just a double-edged sword. Like, you can't have expectations of people that have made it out the ghetto and act like they don't know where they come from. I know the ills of this community. I'm from here. So
I don't feel like you got to sit there to be able to have a positive impact on. I don't feel like you have to sit there to have a positive impact on your community.
I think you have a much bigger impact when people see it. Like, don't that's how I feel.
I don't feel like you coming through and being present from time to time is the same as you coming and sitting in your neighborhood.
Well, you ain't gonna have to sit nowhere, but shit, it be motherfuckers just making appearances in neighborhoods and shit go left. Like, shit can go.
I get that. I'm referring to, but that when I made the statement, do you have to be in your community on a regular basis to have an impact? And I feel like the answer to that is no. Like, I feel like at the end of the day, do you need me to particularly or not even, again, not a me thing, but do you need a person to come through and open a community center and be there? Or do you need the community center there that has lights and a working gym and swimming opportunities and computer labs and science labs and the utensils that need to go in there for proper education? So at a certain point, do you need me to bring awareness to this thing that's now available?
No, you don't. I don't think.
And like, I'll give you another example real quick before.
I think it makes a bigger impact.
No, we're not.
I was gonna say like LeBron. Like, I don't think LeBron is in the hood like that, but I would argue he's definitely making a huge impact there. You get what I'm saying?
LeBron be in Akron all the time. Like, he be in Akron. Like,
what's all the time?
A lot.
I'm gonna
put it to you this way. He be
all the time, because like Nipsey was really all the time in his hood.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
because Nipsey,
that's a great example.
Nipsey
Like, I
had
don't
a
know if
business.
LeBron has
Hold on,
always
that's
been.
totally different. That's totally different. Let's not compare Nipsey finances to LeBron James' schedule or anything like that. Nipsey was a rapper, so he didn't have the same obligations that LeBron James has. Nipsey had a business that happened to be in his community that him and his brother operated and were there every day. LeBron James, put it to you this way.
But that
LeBron
was a
James
choice.
has
That's what we're saying. That was a choice. That's two different
I,
ways of trying to
I don't
impact your
know, like
community.
it kind of like Nipsey
Nipsey
kind of
had
started.
more. No, Nipsey did not have to be at the store every day at that point. That was a choice. That was
Yeah,
him
he didn't
being
live
in
I
in the
the
don't know.
60s no
community.
more. You know what I'm
I don't
saying?
really
Like,
know.
he was,
I don't really know
Like
if he had to be there or not. The point
I'm
I'm
saying,
making is
Nipsey was at a point in his life when he had just put out the biggest record of his life, the
okay.
biggest album of his life. He had
Okay.
employees at the
I'm
store.
gonna tell you. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you why I
Shout
completely
out to
disagree.
Sam. Shout out to Sam and the good
I'm gonna
folks over
tell you
there.
why I completely disagree. Now that I think about it, Nipsey Hussle called himself a community activist. You cannot be a community activist and not
And
be in a
not be in the
community.
community. So that's two different things. But I'm saying, like,
I agree.
the community activism part, I'm not arguing at all. But he could have purely owned that store and not been there.
Oh
And
no, he could have, like a lot of people.
funded. That's
But
all
this is
I'm
what I'm
saying.
saying.
So
This is what I'm saying. Like
the
LeBron James just
impact of him was from him being in the hood. I get that.
LeBron James does not have to have or own a piece of property in Akron, Ohio, but he does. Like he has a house in Akron, Ohio. He is nothing. He doesn't have to be in Akron, Ohio. He don't hoop in Akron. He don't do anything. What I'm saying is it 100% necessity? Absolutely not, because some people's schedule don't even allow them to come back to the community, but ever so often. So no, I feel like if you're doing something out of the goodness of your heart and you're putting things in place, that's a blessing in itself. You got to pay it forward. But some people always gonna try to take it a step further, like your Muhammad Ali's and what he did for Louisville and different things of that nature. I think that's just an individual. I think that's an individual choice. I don't mind it either way. You know, if you're giving back in some way to your community, whether that's through programs, grants, scholarships, just starting a scholarship fund. Shoot, Big Sean has a scholarship fund, and he don't necessarily be in Detroit every day. You know what I mean? But he has a scholarship fund. He's done things for Cass Tech High School. So I just feel like if you're giving it a try,
No,
then
I
you
think
good.
I think the conversation right now that we're actually having, without actually having it, and I'll be the one to say it, is the problem isn't what people do, what any artist or celebrity does. It's really more what they do versus the expectation. And then that gets bled into Twitter and other social platforms and just hood gossip about who a person is or is not, which can become detrimental to that person's brand. And we're not touching on that. It's like we're not touching on the fact that at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, the expectation. A person could give $10 million. A person could give $10 million and then be like, but I got $1 billion, so it doesn't matter. Or a person could be like, I gave 10 million and I only made 50 million, and I gave 20% of my tour earnings or this year's money to this community thing. Does it hit different? Depends on who you are. It's still $10 million.
Well,
So that's the part of it that makes it open to interpretation.
I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna twist it and say that the people in the community are fucked up, because it don't matter what the fuck a person gave you, because they don't have to give you nothing. So if somebody's providing something for my kid to have a better life, or get school supplies this year, or a pair of gym shoes this year, I'm grateful. And that's a broader topic that we don't talk about. Is in 2022 with the internet and troll like generation is the lack of gratitude. Nobody's really grateful for shit because a nigga don't owe you nothing. That's the one thing that my mother instilled in me, is like, the world owes you nothing. Like, nobody owes you shit. I don't walk around like somebody, because if that's the case, why America ain't gave black people what they owe us?